welcome. This is your CBSE Math. Today we are going to learn section formula from the chapter Coordinate Geometry, Class 10 Math, NCERT. You are ready? Shall we start? Here we go. Children, a line segment AB is divided by the point P in the ratio M1 is to M2. So this is what we are going to study about. We see that this point P lies within this line segment. That's why you must have noted in the questions that is the point P divides the line segment AB internally in the ratio M1 is to M2. Now, your 10th standard level, this is the question, this is the situation, and you are going to be asked the question based on this situation. Now, I can have my coordinates of x1, A as x1, y1 and then B as x2, y2. You can understand there are 4 values in this situation. That is A and then ratio and the point P which divides and then the point B. So, in this 4 points or 4 unknown values, you are going to be asked any one value or maximum 2 values. So, how we are going to find those values, that is the agenda in our class today. Now, you can see here, the point P lies in between the line segment AB. Now, you can see here, this point divides the line segment AB, suppose in the ratio 2:1. So, the ratio is 2:1. That means M1 is to M2 is equal to 2:1. Now, suppose I have my line segment AB and my point P lies outside the line segment such that AB is produced. Now, the ratio between A to P is M and B to P is N. Then, we say that this ratio, that is M is to N, where P divides this line segment AB externally. Why? Because the point P lies outside the line segment. When AB is produced, there the point P lies. So, the ratio here is M is to N, or you can say M1 is to M2. Now, you can see here AP is to BP. This ratio is given. AP is to BP is equal to 2:1. Hope you understand the concept between the internally the point divides the line segment and externally the point P of x, y divides the line segment AB. Now, this is not in our point of examination viewpoint. Now, our viewpoint is only the point that lies in between or within that line segment, on the line segment AB. Now, here children, you will be given 4 cases. So, there are 4 types of questions you will get it. What are the questions? Now, you will be given M1 is to M2 and A and B. That means A is x1, y1 and B is x2, y2. You will be asked to find what is P of x, y. That is one type. And the second type is you will be given A and P of x, y and B, and you will be asked to find what is the ratio. That is, this is the second type. And the third type is all these 3 will be given and you will be asked to find what is the point A. That is the end of the line segment. The point which is the end point of the line segment. That would be the third type. And the fourth type is this all 3 will be given and you will be asked to find what is B. That will be the fourth type. Third and the fourth type more are the same understanding. Only the values for this is x1, y1 if you take, this would become x2, y2. That's what. So, you will be asked to find one value where other 3 values are given. This is the first case how the question will come in the board paper. Now the second case is you will be given the A and B coordinates, but both the ratios as well as the point P you will be asked to find. That will be the another case. So these are the cases that we are going to study in our today's class in this video. Children, the first question says, find the coordinates of the point which divides the line segment joining the points 6, 3 and 4 minus 4, 5 into ratio 3:2 internally. So I have to find the point P of x, y. So where it divides the line segment AB in the ratio 3:2. So we know the formula, it goes when the line segment is divided by the point P of x, y, so that x, y is equal to, I will have m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2, comma, m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. This is my formula for my finding the point that divides or the ratio whatsoever may be. Now I am going to apply my values in this formula. So children, AB is the line segment and A is a point 6, 3 and B is a point minus 4, 5 and P is the point x, y which divides this line segment in the ratio 3:2. We are asked to find what is P of x, y. So we will name those coordinates before we will write the formula x, y is equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2, comma, m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. Now I would name my coordinates x1 y1 and then x2 y2. So I would go and substitute in my values, that is x, y is equal to m1 is 3 into x2 is minus 4 and m2 is 2 and x1 is 6 divided by 3 plus 2 is 5, comma, m1 is 3 into y2 is 5 plus m2 is 2 into y1 is 3 divided by m1 plus m2 is 3 plus 2 which is equal to 5. So my value becomes here x, y is equal to 3 4s are minus 12 plus 6 2s are 12 divided by 5, comma, 3 5s are 15 plus 2 3s are 6 divided by 5. So I would have, this is 0 gets cancelled, so this one will become 21 divided by 5. So my point x, y is 0, 21 by 5. That is 0, 21 by 5. As simple as that. So shall we move on to the next question? Children, the second question says like this. Find the coordinates of points which trisect the line segment joining 1, minus 2 and minus 3, 4. So I have my line segment when there is no naming given for the point. Please name it as AB or XY or PQ, just like that you name it. So it will be easy to identify the descriptions, that is x1, y1 and x2, y2. So I have the points, this is x1, y1 and the another one is x2, y2. Now I have this line segment AB and I have to find the coordinates of points. You understood it is given plural. That means there are 2 points minimum. Now the next hint comes here as which trisect the line segment. That means it is trisection 3 equal part. Hope my students know that is bisect means means 2 equal section, we call it as bisect, and 3 equal section we call it as trisect. So here the 3 parts are there. So these 2 points divides this full line segment into 3 equal parts. That's what it is given, trisect. We have to find what are the coordinates of these 2 points. So P of x, y, and I have to find this point. Please wait before writing this point, but you mark it as these 2 points P and Q. Now, then next hint is, here the point is also asked and the ratio is not given. Now, you must know to get the ratio of this point. What would be the ratio? These are three equal parts. That means, can I write the ratio? This is 1:2, means this is one part and this two are the two parts. So, equal parts. So, I would say the point P of x comma y divides the line segment AB in the ratio 1:2. Now, ma'am, this is 1:2 means what would be this one? This one, the ratio will be 2:1. So, you got your ratio, you got your points. Only thing you have to find your coordinates of the point that divides the line segment. That is as easy as that. So, let me have my P of x comma y is equal to m1x2 plus m2x1 divided by m1 plus m2 and m1y2 plus m2y1 divided by m1 plus m2. So, I have my ratio, the formula here. I will go and substitute. So, the first point m1 is to m2. So, do not get confused of this point. What I would write? I would write this as caps m1 caps m2 and this one as caps x and caps y. Hope you understand how to differentiate your letters so that you will not get confused of the coordinates. Now, let me go and find my small xy. So, it says x comma y is equal to, let me have my m1, that is 1 into x2 is minus 3 and m2 is 2 into x1 is plus 1 divided by m1 plus m2 is 1 plus 2, comma m1 is 1 into and y2 is 4 plus m2 is 2 into y1 is minus 2 divided by 1 plus 2. Now, I got my value substituted. Now, get the calculation. Minus 3 plus 2 divided by 3, comma 4 minus 4 divided by 3. So, this becomes 0 and this will become minus 1 by 3. So, my point here minus 1 by 3, comma 0. So, this point small x comma y, that is P, is my point which is minus 1 by 3 comma 0. Now, I have to get my Q. So, I would go for my values such that caps m1 and caps m2. So, I would write my point as this is caps x comma y. So, I would get my point x and y. So, here this becomes, when I substitute during my examination, that timing is very crucial timing. I should not get confused on my coordinates. So, I would have my clear variables there. So, I will not make mistakes. So, that is m1x2, m2x1 divided by m1 plus m2 and then m1y2 and m2y1 divided by m1 plus m2. So, it's so clear as it is. So, now I will go and substitute my values, just picking up the correct coordinates from the figure. So, I will get it. M1 is, caps M1 is 2 into x2 is, this is x1 and x2 is minus 3 plus 1 into x1 is plus 1 divided by m1 plus m2 is again 2 plus 1, comma m1 is 2 into y2 is 4 plus m2 is 1 into y1 is minus 2 divided by m1 plus m2, that is 2 plus 1, which is equal to minus 6 plus 1 by 3, comma 8 minus 2 divided by 3, that becomes, which is equal to minus 5 by 3, comma 6 by 3, which is equal to 2. So, my values for q of x comma y, q of x comma y, the coordinates are minus 5 by 3 comma 2. So, I got my values, as simple as that. children, we move on to the next question. It says, in what ratio does the x-axis divide the line segment joining the points 2, -3 and 5, 6? So let me have my Cartesian plane. So that is x and x dash and y. This is y dash. Now my points are 2, -3. That means it is positive x-axis and negative y-axis. So it will lie almost here. That is 2, -3. And 5, 6, it is both the positive coordinates. So almost here approximately. So I have my line is A, B is joined. And also find the coordinates of the point of intersection. This divides, this x-axis divides. So what is the ratio here, and as well as what is the point of intersection? That is the question. Children, now the hint is here. The first hint is, whenever the line or the point on the x-axis or intersects on x-axis, then y is equal to 0. So my coordinate is x, 0. I got my one coordinate of a point, the intersecting point. So how fast we get the values, that easier the answer to get it. So I got my y coordinate as 0. Now the second thing is, the point of intersection is unknown and the ratio is also unknown. Whenever you are not given the ratio, you will take that ratio as k:1. So the ratio you will take it as k:1 whenever you are not given the ratio in the question. So these are the two hints in this question. Now I'm going to write my descriptions. So this is x1, y1 and this is my x2, y2, and my ratios are m1 is to m2, and my point here is x, y, which is y is 0. Now I have to find the ratio. So how do I get it? That is x, y is equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2, m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. So I would substitute. I know my x, y is nothing but x, 0, and my m1 is k into x2 is 5 plus m2 is 1 and x1 is 2 divided by k plus 1, m1 is k into y2 is 6 plus m2 is 1 into y1 is -3 divided by k plus 1. So I just substituted my values. So I would go and simplify my expression to get my ratio. So how do I get it? We'll go and simplify the expression. So x, 0 is equal to 5k plus 2 divided by k plus 1, 6k minus 3 divided by k plus 1. Now my aim is to find k. So you know this is x and this is 0. So that means the 0 is equal to this value. Now if you put x is equal to this value, you are given two unknown values. One is k, the other one is x. That is impossible to find with one single linear equation two unknown variables. That's not possible to find the values. So you have to get your equation such that where only one unknown value is given. So I would go and equate 0 is equal to 6k minus 3 divided by k plus 1, that becomes 6k minus 3 is equal to 0. So 6k minus 3 equal to 0. 6k is equal to 3, that is k is equal to 3 by 6, that is 1 by 2. So my ratio, that is k is 1 by 2, so my ratio becomes k is to 1, that is 1 by 2 is to 1. How can we write? That is 1 is to 2 is my ratio. So the ratio is 1 is to 2. Now my question is to find my coordinate also. So I will go and substitute my k value here in this expression to get my x value. That is the k value is 1 by 2 is to 1. So the ratio is 1 is to 2. Now I have to get my intersecting value. So how do I get it? Just equate this value with this. Now why you are now equating? Because I know my k value. I will just go and substitute. So 5 into k is 1 by 2 plus 2 divided by half plus 1. So I get my value such that I would have 5 by 2 plus 2 divided by 3 by 2, which is equal to 5 plus 4 by 2 divided by 3 by 2. This gets cancelled, which is equal to 9 by 3 gets cancelled, that is 3. So my x coordinate is equal to 3. So my value for the point that is intersecting on x-axis is 3, 0. As simple as that. Hope everyone understood. Shall we move on to the next question? Children, fourth question says, in what ratio does the y-axis divide the line segment joining the points P of minus 4, 5 and Q of 3, minus 7? Now I have my Cartesian plane and minus 4, 5 lies in the second quadrant. So almost approximately P of minus 4, 5 and my 3, minus 7 lies in the fourth quadrant. So approximately here I can have, so I would have my Q of 3, minus 7 and 8, the y-axis divides it. So I would join my line segment such that my y-axis divides that line segment PQ. Also find the coordinates of the point of intersection. So this is what I have to find it. Suppose this I will take it as some x, y. If you want, you can name it as any other letter as r of x, y. So I would get my coordinates here. The first thing, I am not given the ratio, I am not given the point of intersection. Now, whenever the ratio is not given, you will take it as k is to 1. That's the first thing. And the second thing, the y-axis intersects it. That the line segment intersects the y-axis. That means here x is 0. So my coordinates are 0, y. Now I have to go and substitute to get my ratio, that is x, y is equal to, I would have my points as x1, y1 and x2, y2, such that this is m1 is to m2 and this is my x, y. This is already given. So now x, y is equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2, m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. I'm going to substitute my values. So I know x is 0, 0, y, which is equal to m1 is k into x2 is 3 and m2 is 1 into x1 is minus 4 divided by k plus 1, m1 is k into y2 is minus 7 and m2 is 1 into y1 is just 5, and I would have my k plus 1. So on simplification I get 3k minus 4 divided by k plus 1 comma minus 7k plus 5 divided by k plus 1, which is equal to 0 comma y. Rest all the cases, the points that I told you for the previous question are applicable here. So I would equate first 0 is equal to 3k minus 4 divided by k plus 1, that is 3k minus 4 equal to 0, 3k equal to 4, so k is equal to 4 by 3. So I got my ratio k is to 1 is equal to 4 is to 3. So the ratio is 4 is to 3. Now I will go and substitute my y coordinate here, my k value. So y is equal to minus 7k plus 5 divided by k plus 1. So which is equal to minus 7 into k is 4 by 3 plus 5 divided by 4 by 3 plus 1. So on simplification I would get my values as, so that's equal to minus 28 by 3, I take the LCM, plus 15 divided by 3, whole thing divided by 4 plus 3, that is 7 by 3, 3 gets cancelled, which is equal to 8 minus 5 is 3, and then 1 minus 13 divided by 7. So my y coordinate is minus 13 comma by 7. So x comma y is equal to 0 comma minus 13 by 7, and my ratio is 4 is to 3. I got both the values. Children, fifth question says, in what ratio does the point C of 3 by 5 comma 11 by 5 divide the line segment joining the points A and B? So I have the point AB, and this AB is divided by the point C. So the coordinates are given 3 comma 5 and minus 3 comma minus 2, and my C coordinates are 3 by 5 comma 11 by 5. What is my ratio? M1 is to M2. That's the question mark here. So you will go and substitute your values. So first write the description x1, y1. This is x2, y2, and this is x comma y. Now substitute the values. X comma y is equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2 comma m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. So just substitute the values. So x comma y is already given, but the ratio is not given. Whenever the ratio is not given, you will take it as k is to 1. So x comma y is given such that 3 by 5 comma 11 by 5, which is equal to m1 is k into x2 is minus 3 plus 1 into x1 is plus 3 divided by k plus 1, comma m1 is k into y2 is minus 2 plus m2 is 1 into y1 is 5 divided by k plus 1. So I go and simplify the expression so that I get my value. Now I will simplify 3 by 5 comma 11 by 5 is equal to minus 3k plus 3 divided by k plus 1 comma minus 2k plus 5 divided by k plus 1. So I would equate my values such that first one to first coordinate minus 3k plus 3 divided by k plus 1 is equal to 3 by 5. Now cross multiplication as you have done in your pair of linear equations, just cross multiply, you get your values. That is minus 15k plus 15 is equal to 3k plus 3. So minus 15k goes to the other side. It becomes plus 15k. That is 18k is equal to 12. So my k is equal to 12 by 18. So 2 6 are 3 6 are. So k is equal to 2 by 3. So my ratio is 2:3. K is to 1 is equal to 2:3. I got my ratio. So the ratio in which the point C divides the line segment AB is 2:3. As simple as that. Shall we move on to the next question? Children, sixth question says, if the point C of minus 1, 2 divides internally the line segment joining A of 2, 5 and B. B coordinates are not given. In the ratio 3:4, find the coordinates of B. So I have my line segment A and B, where my A coordinates are given 2, 5 and B coordinates are not given. So I will take it as x2, y2. This is my x1, y1. And C is the point which divides in the ratio 3:4. I have to find my B coordinate. We move on to the formula is such that x, y is equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2, m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. Just substitute the values. So here it is given x, y minus 1, 2 and then this is m1 is to m2. So I would put my values minus 1, 2, m1 is 3 into x2 is not given plus m2 is 4 into x1 is 2 divided by 3 plus 4, m1 is 3 into y2 not given plus m2 is 4 into y1 is 5 divided by 3 plus 4. So I got my values. So I just simplified 3x2 plus 8 divided by 7. This I would write it as minus 1, 2, 3y2 plus 20 divided by 7. That is 3x2 plus 8 divided by 7 is equal to minus 1. So I have 3x2 plus 8 equal to minus 7. 3x2 is equal to minus 50 implies x2 is equal to minus 5. And the next I will equate my y coordinate, that is 3y2 plus 20 divided by 7 equal to 2. So 3y2 plus 20 is equal to 14. So 3y2 is equal to minus 6. So I would have my y2 is equal to minus 2. As simple as that. I got my points such that minus 5, minus 2. I got it. As simple as that. Children, seventh question says, determine the ratio in which the line 3x plus y minus 9 equal to 0 divides the line segment joining the points. So, I have my line segment AB such that the coordinates are 1, 3 and 2, 7. Now, the ratio I have to divide such that this line, we can see here this line, that is 3x plus y minus 9 equal to 0 divides this line segment AB. I have to find my ratio. In what ratio that line divides this line segment. Here it is not the question of the point. Here the question of a line. Children, here the note is, if the 2 points are joined by a line segment, it is understood those 2 points satisfy the equation of the line segment. Now, the same way, if this line is dividing AB means the point here, this point will satisfy this equation. That's the meaning of it. At the depth, the meaning is if we find the point that is P of x comma y, that will satisfy this equation. What do you mean by the satisfying the equation? When you substitute this x and y in this equation, it will be equal to 0. On solving, you get that's equal to 0. Left hand side is equal to right hand side. That's the meaning of satisfying the equation. Now, so our simple aim is to find that point. How do we find it? So it is using the formula x comma y is equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2 comma m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. Now I go and write my descriptions such that x1 y1 and this is x2 y2 and this is m1 is to m2. Now I would go and write my values here. M1 is k into x2 is 2 plus m2 is 1 into x1 is 1 divided by k plus 1 comma m1 is k into y2 is 7 plus m2 is 1 into y1 is 3 divided by k plus 1. So on simplification, I get 2k plus 1 by k plus 1 comma 7k plus 3 by k plus 1. This is the point x comma y. This is the point that intersect that line segment. But my question is not about the point. It is about the line. So what I understood, this coordinates, that is this point, will satisfy this equation. So I'm going to substitute this point in this equation. So I get my k value, the ratio. So my points are 3x plus y minus 9 equal to 0. 3 into 2k plus 1 divided by k plus 1 plus y is 7k plus 3 divided by k plus 1. I'm going to take my 9 to the other side. So now I would multiply 6k plus 3 plus 7k plus 3 whole thing divided by k plus 1 is equal to 9. So I would get my k as 6k plus 7k is 13k plus 6 is equal to 9k plus 9. So I would get it 4k is equal to, I would have 9 minus 6, that is 3, that is k is equal to 3 by 4. So my ratio is 3:4. So that implies k is to 1 is equal to 3:4. I got my ratio 3:4. As simple as that. Shall we move on to the next question? The next question says, find the ratio in which the point minus 3 comma p divides the line segment joining the points. So I have my points A, B such that the coordinates are minus 5 comma minus 4 and minus 2 comma 3. This point, suppose it is C, it divides minus 3 comma P in some ratio, hence find the value of P. So my ratio is k is to 1 and this is my x1, y1 and x2, y2 and this is my x comma y. So I would go and write my formula m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2 comma m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2, which is equal to, I'm given minus 3 comma p, which is equal to m1 and m2. So that is k into x2 is minus 2 plus 1 into x1 is minus 5 divided by k plus 1, comma, m1 is k into y2 is 3 plus m2 is 1 into y1 is minus 4 divided by k plus 1. So I would get on simplification minus 2k minus 5 divided by k plus 1, comma, 3k minus 4 divided by k plus 1, which is equal to minus 3 comma p. So let me get my k on equating minus 3 with the x coordinate. I would have my point minus 3 is equal to minus 2k minus 5 divided by k plus 1. So minus 3k minus 3 is equal to minus 2k minus 5. On simplification, I would get 2 is equal to, this goes to the other side. That's my k is 2, just value 2. So k is my 2. I would go and substitute my value in equating p with the y coordinates. So p is equal to 3k minus 4 divided by k plus 1. So 3 into 2 minus 4 divided by 2 plus 1, which is equal to 6 minus 4 divided by 3, that is 2 by 3. So my p point is 2 by 3. So minus 3 comma 2 by 3, and my ratio is 2 is to 1. As simple as that. Why? Because k is 2, which is equal to 2 by 1. So the ratio is 2 is to 1. As simple as that. Shall we move on to the next question? Children, we move on to the 9th question. P divides the line segment joining the points A and B. So the points are A and B. The coordinates are minus 1 comma 3 and 9 comma 8. Such that AP, so it divides x comma y, and AP is to BP, that is AP by BP, which is nothing but k is to 1. And if P lies on the line segment, that is line equation is given such that x minus y plus 2 equal to 0, and this point P lies on it, find the value of P. That's the question. So I would go for my x comma y is equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2, comma, m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. So I would substitute my values here such that m1 is to m2, and this is x1 y1, and this is x2 y2, and already given x comma y. So I would get my equation such that x comma y is equal to k into x2 is 9 plus 1 into x1 is minus 1 divided by k plus 1, comma, m1 is k into y2 is 8 plus m2 is 1 into y1 is 3 divided by k plus 1. So just equate it. On simplification, I would get x comma y is equal to 9k minus 1 divided by k plus 1, comma, 8k plus 3 divided by k plus 1. Now, I know this coordinate lie on the line equation. So my line equation is x minus y plus 2 equal to 0. So this coordinate P of x comma y lies on this line segment. That means it satisfies this equation. So 9k minus 1 divided by k plus 1 minus of 8k plus 3 divided by k plus 1 is equal to minus 2. So I would get on simplification 9k minus 1 minus 8k minus 3 whole thing divided by k plus 1 which is equal to minus 2, that is k minus 4 is equal to minus 2k minus 2. So I would get 3k is equal to 2, which implies k is equal to 2 by 3. So I got my equation k is equal to the ratio k is equal to 2 by 3. That means k is to 1 is nothing but 2 is to 3. So I got my ratio. Now to get my values, just go and substitute k value in this point. So I would get my coordinates x comma y as where x is equal to 9k minus 1 divided by k plus 1. So x is equal to 9 into 2 by 3 minus 1 divided by 2 by 3 plus 1. On simplification, 3 2s are 6 minus 1 divided by 5 by 3. That is equal to, I can get 5 by 5, whole thing divided by 3 goes up, that is x is equal to 3. Now I would equate my y value which is equal to 8k plus 3 divided by k plus 1. Y is equal to 82. My k value is 2 by 3 plus 3 divided by 2 by 3 plus 1. Now you cannot cancel with the term, so you have to take the LCM. So I will go with my LCM, that's equal to 16 plus 9 by 3 divided by, I would have 2 plus 3, that is 5 by 3, 3 gets cancelled. So 16 plus 9 is 25 divided by 5. On cancellation, I would get y is equal to 5. So my coordinates are x comma y is equal to 3 comma 5. As simple as that. So I got both the values, the ratio and the points. Children, 10th question says, point B divides the line segment joining the points A and B. So I have my points A and B such that the coordinates are 2 comma 1 and 5 comma minus 8 such that AP by AB, that is AP is one part and AB is 3 parts. The whole line segment is 3 parts. That is, if P lies on the line which is 2x minus y plus k equal to 0, your question is find k. Now, this whole segment is divided in the ratio 1:3. That means AP is to PB. That's what we say internally dividing. P divides the line segment AB internally in the ratio. That means you must have the ratio for AP such that for PB, not for AP and AB. You will not have it for whole line segment. You have to have the ratio for the part of it. So now the whole part is 3 and one part is gone. The remaining part is 2. So the ratio is 1:2. So you will have your K is to M1 is to M2 as 1:2. This is clearly understood. Now we have to find the point K, the constant K, where the point P lies on this line, that is 2x minus y plus k equal to 0. Now I would use my same formula such that x comma y is equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2 and then m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. So I would have my points as this is m1 is to m2 and this is x1 y1 and x2 y2. My aim is to find my p. So x comma y is equal to m1 is 1 into x2 is 5 plus m2 is 2 into x1 is 2 divided by 1 plus 2 comma 1 into y2 is minus 8 plus m2 is 2 into y1 is plus 1 divided by 1 plus 2. On simplification, x comma y is equal to 5 plus 4 divided by 3 comma minus 8 plus 2 divided by 3. So that's equal to 9 by 3 comma minus 6 by 3. Simplifying, I would get 3 comma minus 2, which is my x comma y. I want to find my constant in that equation. That means this point satisfies my equation 2x minus y plus k equal to 0. I would substitute my values here. So that would be, so 2 into 3 minus of minus 2 plus k equal to 0. 6 plus 2 plus k equal to 0. So k is equal to minus 8. So I got my value. K is equal to minus 8. As simple as that. Children, we are moving to the next question, which is entirely different from the concept of the section formula, but as a bit related, but not exactly as what we have used in the previous questions. Now, the questions are going to be like in a quadrilateral. So, how do we use the section formula as well as the distance formula in the quadrilateral concept? Now, please look at the question. Prove that the points minus 2 comma minus 1, 1 comma 0, 4 comma 3 and 1 comma 2 are the vertices of the parallelogram. So we have to prove that all these points are the vertices of the parallelogram. So let me have my parallelogram ABCD and it is taken in order minus 2 comma minus 1, 1 comma 0, 4 comma 3 and 1 comma 2. I have to prove these are the vertices of a parallelogram. So immediately when you look at the diagram of a question, you will think at once, oh, I can find my distance formula such that if opposite sides are equal, that means the distance of the opposite sides are equal, I can say that it is a parallelogram, okay? But what about the second part of this question? Is it a rectangle? So immediately you will think rectangle means it should have 90 degree. How you are going to find 90 degree here? Here in coordinate geometry there is no concept of angle in 10th standard you are studying. So it's no point of thinking about the angle 90 degree in this parallelogram. So we have to go with the properties of the parallelogram. So that's very important. So in a parallelogram, the midpoints of the diagonals are the same. That means the diagonals bisect. You have studied in the quadrilateral chapter, the diagonals bisect each other. That means this point is O of some x comma y is the midpoint of AC as well as the midpoint of BD. If you get for AC and BD the midpoints are the same value, then of course it is a parallelogram. And the second thing is it a rectangle? Of course, you will see for rectangle without going for finding the distance formula. You will use whether AC is equal to BD. Why? In a rectangle and a square, the diagonals are equal. If they are not equal, then it's not a rectangle. So you will be using the first concept of midpoint concept, and the second concept for the second part is the adjacent sides are equal. That means the diagonals are equal. How do you find the diagonals are equal so that it's a rectangle? If not, it's not a rectangle. So we'll go for finding the midpoint of AC. So I go for midpoint of AC is equal to, x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Let me have my x1, y1, and this is x2, y2. So which is equal to x1 is minus 2 plus 4 divided by 2 minus 1 plus 3 divided by 2, which is equal to 2 by 2 comma 2 by 2, which is equal to 1 by 1. This is the midpoint of AC. Now I would find the midpoint of BD also. If I get the midpoint of BD, that is midpoint of BD is equal to, I would have this and this I would take, that is 1 plus 1 divided by 2 comma 2 plus 0 divided by 2, which is equal to 2 by 2 comma 2 by 2, that's equal to 1 comma 1, which is same as the midpoint of AC. That means it's a parallelogram. That implies I would write ABCD as a parallelogram. But what is my next question? The next question says that I have to prove is it a rectangle. So I would find AC and BD. So if AC is equal to BD, then it's a rectangle. So let me have my AC. AC is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square, 4 plus 2 the whole square, and then 3 plus 1 the whole square, which is equal to 6 square plus 4 square, that is 36 plus 16, which is equal to square root of 52, that is 2 root 13. Now I would get my BD. BD is equal to square root of 1 minus 1 the whole square, that is equal to 0 plus 2 square, which is equal to root 4, that's equal to 2. So I would get my AC is not equal to BD. You can see which is 2 root 3 is not equal to 2. That implies ABCD is not a rectangle. So I would conclude ABCD is a parallelogram but not a rectangle. So hope everyone understand by the properties of the parallelogram. Shall we move on to the next question? Now children, 12th question says, prove that 4, minus 1, 6, 0, 7, 2 and 5, 1 are the vertices of a rhombus. So rhombus means I would have A, B, C and D. So A is 4, minus 1, B is 6, 0, C is 7, 2 and D is 5, 1. And is it a square? So rhombus is nothing but a parallelogram. So I would find my midpoint concept. So if the midpoints of AC and BD, the diagonals are equal, then it is a parallelogram. But is it a square? It's a square means the diagonals are equal. If not, it's not equal. So I would get my midpoints. So midpoint of AC is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2, that is 4 plus 7 divided by 2, minus 1 plus 2 divided by 2, which is equal to 11 by 2, 1 by 2. And the midpoint of BD. BD is equal to 5 plus 6 by 2, 1 plus 0 by 2, that is 1 by 2, which is again 11 by 2, 1 by 2. So AC is equal to BD, the midpoints. That means it's a parallelogram, it's a rhombus. I have to prove whether it's a rhombus. So how do I prove it? If my adjacent sides are equal, then it is a rhombus. Then the rhombus, to become a square, I have to prove the diagonals are equal. So I have to prove three things here. The first thing is parallelogram, the second thing is rhombus, and the third thing is I have to check whether it is a square. Now I am going to prove whether it is a rhombus. To prove rhombus, I would find the adjacent sides distance. So AB is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square, that is 4 minus 6 the whole square, plus minus 1 plus 0 the whole square, that's equal to square root of 2 square plus 1 square, that's equal to square root of 4 plus 1, which is equal to root 5. Now I would get my BC. BC is equal to square root of 6 minus 7 the whole square plus 2 square, that's again is equal to 1 square plus 2 square, which is equal to again root 5. So in a parallelogram, if the adjacent sides are equal, then it's a rhombus. So ABCD is a rhombus. Now I have to find whether it is a square. To prove it is a square, I have to prove the diagonals are equal. So I would prove AC is equal to BD. If so, it's a square. If not, it's not a square. So I would get my AC is equal to square root of 4 minus 7 the whole square plus minus 1 minus 2 the whole square, that's equal to 3 square plus 3 square, 9 plus 9, which is 18, that is 3 root 2. Now my BD is equal to square root of 6 minus 5 the whole square plus 1 minus 0 the whole square, that's equal to 1 square plus 1 square, which is equal to root 2. Oh, AC is not equal to BD. That implies ABCD is not a square. Hence proved. So got the answer. Shall we move on to the next question? Children, 13th question says the three vertices of a parallelogram taken in order are minus 1, 0, 3, 1 and 2, 2. So I have my parallelogram such that the three vertices are taken in order minus 1, 0, 3, 1 and 2, 2 and find the fourth vertex. That's the question. Now parallelogram means immediately the first concept that should hit your mind is the midpoint of the diagonals. So midpoint of AC is equal to the midpoint of BD. So where I do not know x2 and y2, I will substitute x and y and equate it. So my midpoint of AC is equal to midpoint of BD. So midpoint of AC is minus 1 plus 2 divided by 2, 0 plus 2 divided by 2, which is equal to 3 plus x by 2, 1 plus y by 2, which is 1 by 2, 1, which is equal to 3 plus x by 2, 1 plus y by 2. Now I would equate the coordinates. So I would get my values such that, so I get my values 3 plus x by 2 is equal to 1 by 2. 2 gets cancelled. So x is equal to minus 2. And similar way, 1 plus y by 2 is equal to 1. So 1 plus y is equal to 2. Y is equal to 1. So I got my coordinates minus 2, 1. Hence done. So shall we move on to the next question? Children, 14th question says that if the points A of 6, 1, B of 8, 2, C of 9, 4 and D of P, 3 are the vertices of a parallelogram. So let me have my parallelogram. It is taken in order. So A, B, C, D. So A of 6, 1, B of 8, 2, C of 9, 4 and D of P, 3. Find the value of P. That's my question. So you know that midpoint of AB is equal to, midpoint of AC is equal to midpoint of BT. So I would have my AC midpoint 6 plus 9 divided by 2, 1 plus 4 divided by 2, which is equal to BD A plus P divided by 2, 2 plus 3 divided by 2. So this is 15 by 2, which is equal to 8 plus P by 2. I equated, cancel. So P is equal to 15 minus 8, which is 7. So I got my value. P is equal to 7. That's all. So shall we move on to the next question? To the 15th question. If A of minus 2, minus 1, A, 0, 4, B and D of 1, 2 are the vertices of a parallelogram. So I would have my parallelogram A, B, C, D and A of minus 2, minus 1, B of A, 0, C of 4, B and D of 1, 2. Find A and B. That's my question. So we will go with midpoint of AC is equal to midpoint of BT. So I would have my AC minus 2 plus 4 divided by 2, minus 1 plus B divided by 2, which is equal to midpoint of BD A plus 1 divided by 2, 0 plus 2 divided by 2. So that I would have 2 by 2 is equal to A plus 1 by 2. 2 gets cancelled. So A is equal to 1. I got it. So next one, minus 1 plus B by 2 is equal to 2 by 2. 2 gets cancelled. B is equal to 3. So my points are A is 1, 0 here, B coordinate and 4, 3 here, the C coordinate. Then we move on to the next question. The question says the coordinates of one end of a diameter. So I have my circle. So the diameter passes through the center O. The one end is, let me name this as A and this is 4, minus 1. And the coordinates of the center of a circle, that is O of 1, minus 3. The question is find the coordinates of the other end. I have to find B of x2, y2. I have to find it. The coordinates of B. So I would go with my midpoint of AB is equal to, I would have my 1, minus 3, that's equal to x1. So 4 plus x2 divided by 2, minus 1 plus y2 divided by 2. I would have 1 is equal to 4 plus x2 by 2. So 2 is equal to 4 plus x2. That is, x2 is equal to minus 2. And similarly, I would equate to my this one. So y coordinate, so minus 1 plus y divided by 2 is equal to minus 3. Minus 1 plus y is equal to minus 6. Y is equal to minus 5. So my coordinates of the other end are, I would get minus 2, minus 5. As simple as that.